go.
It's just funny whenever you mention Bristol, people smile. Impulse, Keith now. Last week
And
was
why
Sean
is
Ryan.
that? Because you tell your fucking bullshit stories about Bristol, which ends.
Plus, when you ask, you also put the smile on your face, so it makes us go. It's like sales.
I'm a good deliverer. How's that?
Is a good deal for you?
Yeah. I should have worked for UPS because I can deliver. By the way, you want to play post office later? You can check my package.
In your fucking dreams. Really. If I go to Winstead later, it will definitely not be as far as your place.
When you put his package on the scale, you'll be lucky if it even reads.
Okay, how about this? The big-ass knife that I've got sitting out there, we can chop that package right
Can you guys tell that... You can see it, right? Can you see it?
I'll go and get it now. Yeah. Really.
There'll be some hiding of the penis.
I'm seeing a special kind of dynamic.
See?
We'll put a blindfold on Eric.
Are you guys like secretly dating or something?
No. No. God, no. Hell fucking no.
See what I mean? How she's really quick.
Normal girl. Straight. You're not dating.
Fuck you. Okay. No.
So a normal girl would say, no, we're not dating.
So is it just like little FBs or
nothing?
A pet peeve?
Nothing. No, nada. Zilch.
No. You don't even grab his knee or nothing.
Hell,
the eyebrows, the everything. She's having what they call a conniption right in front of me.
I don't even want to be sitting this close, okay? This is too close.
I made it so I wasn't sitting there.
Yeah, you bitch.
Okay, so...
You're still scared, aren't you?
So you did mention something about a piercing. Where would this piercing
nose,
be?
Thank you.
Oh.
Nose.
On her flavia.
My visual to the nose is a no.
I don't care what your visual is.
Whatever.
I really don't care.
You know, I went on his website, and it kind of disturbed me, because, you know, when you go to a website, sometimes people play sounds and music. And this is what his website said.
We couldn't run an ad that said no Portuguese, but, no Portuguese.
So, that's
I live in Naugatuck, that's what you get.
Yeah, that's right. Could you imagine having a shop in Naugatuck saying, no Portuguese.
We couldn't run an ad that said no Portuguese.
That's like...
But, no Portuguese.
That'd be like going to KFC and saying, okay, no black people. Not in Naugatuck, it's just...
So who takes the pain factor better, the men or the women?
100% the women are
Really?
a lot stronger.
Really?
than men.
Really?
I hate to admit it.
There you go, motherfuckers.
Well, they gave him birth, so I mean...
Damn straight.
You know, I don't even think it's that. I really think that, you know, the girls want to prove that they're tough by keeping their mouth shut, and the guys want to prove on how bad it hurts by enunciating and saying, "Oh, it fucking hurts."
That's
I'm
why
taking it.
gay male porn is more fucking louder than woman porn.
Yeah, I want to know nothing about that.
You can listen to Howard Stern, you can... Oh, yeah. But, I mean, for something that bleeds for that many times a year, yeah, they're going to withstand some pain. I mean, those things, they just bleed out of their orifice.
You have no clue as to what pain is.
I don't want to.
You will feel later on.
I'm glad I'm not a woman.
You will definitely know what it is.
I'm glad I'm not a woman.
Oh, boy, you're going to get it.
These Asians worse than the whites.
She's
Really?
Asian?
Do you got to play that again today? Really? Leave that shit for Sunday.
She's Chinese when there's certain things entering her orifices. Oh,
Leave
it's so
that
good.
shit for Sunday.
So
okay?
do
That's all I'm
you
saying.
do any work? Obviously, you know you're doing a piercing, which you've never done before.
Yeah, he ain't doing a piercing no more.
I just need a nail.
Just remember the word grilled cheese.
And a match.
Forget
so I
that.
can sterilize
Just remember
it.
the word grilled cheese.
Have you ever done makeup?
No, I haven't.
Really?
Yeah, it's got to be pretty intense.
That's
Where's
gotta
the
be.
weirdest? And I'm gonna get to my kind of. Where's the weirdest spot you've ever tattooed?
What, weren't you here at the top of the fucking?
Or-
No.
conversation
Hang
you
on.
do
The weirdest. The most.
The weirdest off the top of my head that I could think of that I thought was weird, but it doesn't mean that it's weird, was the bottom of a foot.
Really? Okay.
See, I was thinking-
that is pretty weird. I'll give him that.
Um,
yeah, absolutely. Not the vag wouldn't be weird.
What did it say? Black person hater on the bottom? What did it say?
No. It was a sunflower on the bottom of a foot. Not sure why, but it was personal and it
my
meant
God.
something to them.
And
How
you
about a
did it?
private?
Yeah.
What is the weirdest private part you've done? Have you done any?
Yeah, I've done the areas, but I haven't done anything
Okay.
exclusive.
Are there limitations?
For
Is there
me,
something
If
that
you got to throw flour on it, it's going to
Shut
go fucking.
up.
Yeah, there's a limitation.
Is there something, like if somebody came in and asked for something and it was just like, no way in hell are you going to do that?
Yeah, he just
Have
did
you-
with me.
Yeah,
Have you
I do
been-
have my limitations. Most of them are moral limitations. As far as someone doing something crazy, in my mind, what I don't think is right, I wouldn't do it.
Which would be?
Not my Welcome to Naugatuck tattoo.
Shut up.
It
Your
doesn't
dick
mean
isn't big enough anyway.
it doesn't mean that it's wrong, but my own personal thoughts are like face tattoos and stuff
Really?
like that.
So you would actually tattoo somebody's penis if they wanted it?
If they wanted it bad enough, no. I would send them down the street to have someone deal with
Is it
something.
because
my
you're a
bitch,
male?
No,
Male
no,
on male kind of thing? Or?
No, I just don't think that'd be a
So would you tattoo a female's nipples?
Hey there, sweetie.
nipples. Yes,
No.
but listen. I've had women that have had their nipples removed for surgery.
Okay.
So in that case, I was
cosmetic?
able to do it cosmetically. Yes.
See, cosmetic I can understand.
Okay.
But for in general, if
Turning it
some
into an eyeball or something.
look, just because I'm the only female on the fucking panel now, does not mean you can.
Do you
just
have both
take-
your nipples?
Yes, actually,
Okay,
I
just-
do.
They look like sand
And
dollars.
no, they're not pierced. Shut up. You
They
wouldn't
look
know.
like sand
You
dollars
wouldn't
with
fucking
Rolos
know.
on them.
You have never seen them. You will never see them ever. So no.
In here, Lisa, I have already seen him.
Yeah.
Keith, maybe you can clear something up for me. This was a conversation that took
He doesn't do rashes like Eric. He does tattoos.
A very good friend of mine walked into our show on Friday and came over and said, "Look, my new tattoo, his very first one, whole upper arm. Nice. I don't even know where you got a nice tattoo." And I looked at it and I said, "It's a little dry. You know, something on it." "Oh no."
Yep.
So he told me not to put anything on it.
No.
And I said, "Listen, I got a dozen of them, and I got them all over the country. Nobody has ever said that. They've said use different things,
Yep.
but never said don't put anything on it. Just leave it dry." And he was in his 4th day, and this thing was dry.
No.
So can you clear it up for me so that I can make him listen to this?
Yeah, I'm not going to say what he was told was wrong, but what I believe and what I've researched and I've researched and I've researched over and over again, the standard, especially in our area, I have heard about people in California just going dry for their tattoos.
And that's a normal practice?
In California.
Wow.
I've heard of it, but 99% of the research that I did all reflected back on the same care that I'm about to say. A&D ointment used for the first 2 days, and then after the first 2 days, you switch to a non-fragrant, like a Lubriderm lotion, and the object is to keep it moist. But you still want it to breathe, so you don't want to cake it on. You still want it to breathe, but you want to keep it moist. Keep it from drying out. It is going to dry out a little bit. It is going to scab a little bit. That's natural. Let scab fall off naturally. But, yeah, for the most part, what I recommend is keeping it moist.
What I told
Yeah, that's a definite plus.
Talking about the tattoo,
Yeah,
big
that's
hat.
a definite
I'm
plus
talking
right
about the tattoo.
I did say,
Fact
I
sheets
said
for
at least
50
a
bucks a
couple-
piece.
couple of times a day when you have bacterial soap, clean it up, put a nice thin layer of ointment, not cream.
Correct.
Cream has something in it.
Yeah, you want to use the ointment, not the cream.
Is it hard to tattoo?
Black folks are savages, and any contact with them breeds infection.
I'm sorry. Is it hard to tattoo people of color?
No, well, depending on what they want for a tattoo.
I just find it like waste of money.
No.
Some of them are beautiful.
I disagree. Yeah, because usually people of color, if you do like black and gray work on them, it goes into their skin perfectly and it sticks really good.
Yeah,
and it.
I've actually seen some black and gray pop. It's pretty crazy.
And then you throw a little bit of white on them, and it pops out really well.
it would just-
color doesn't really show so much.
No.
No. And it's just used like the opposite work of what you would be doing to a lighter skin with the black shadowing and
Wouldn't
the
it
darker
actually
colors.
be
You would just
easier,
kind of
though?
reverse that.
Wouldn't it be easier to actually do a person of color because there's less color involved?
If you're going to use
grays.
brown,
Yeah.
as your background, sure.
In blacks and grays, yes. It is a lot easier. It goes in their skin a lot better.
Really?
And shows a lot better.
Yeah, because
I've
I've seen
it.
it.
Looks like branding. Is that what that actually is? Is that branding?
Yeah, people do branding.
That branding is sick shit, man. I know.
That's that prison shit.
No, I know a couple people that are into
college
branding.
shit.
That's,
They do that with.
That's some heavy.
I was
shit
in a
right
school called Job Corps. And that's what they did. It was Asians actually was doing it more to all different people, and he actually had what he did is it looked like a stick, like an old-fashioned pen.
Oh yeah.
And he dipped it in the ink, and he
Yep.
was going like this, like a
Yep.
rotating machine, but he was doing it by hand.
Oh,
And
yeah.
that's how they were doing it, and it looked like their veins were popping out from
Yep.
that
Tata means tap tap, which is
shit. Asian.
well, yeah, it's the beginnings of
Yeah.
that's where the word tattoo came from.
I thought tattoo came from Fantasy Island.
I was waiting for that.
Boston Blade, Boston Blade!
I knew that was coming
Really?
somewhere along the line.
Have you ever? Let me see if there's any in here. Probably not. Big girls. Have they ever asked you? And if you're not comfortable answering, that's fine. But there's really nobody listening except for 50 people already. But
And whoever's listening and going through this.
big girls asking for like their under their fupas before their tights
The fupa.
near their
Yes.
Broadway tunnel, whatever. Have you done it?
The shadowy
Yes.
depths.
It's kind of like being a fucking gynecologist. You get your good days, your bad days, right?
Yeah.
I mean, I'd love to be a gynecologist until that one walks in that's chafing. You know what I mean? And the blue waffles and the fucking grilled cheese. You know what I mean? You take your 50-50 shots, but I mean, what have they asked for? Like a Wonder Bread Twinkie kind of tattoo, or
no. 'Cause,
one day you can see this, or what?
Everyone wants something special to them,
Oh, yeah.
so we'll
Always
leave it
different.
at that. And, my idea of special is different than most likely your idea of special. So
I noticed you got a sleeve going on over here on your left
I
arm.
do.
Who does yours?
Yeah, who
I do my own.
Really?
really? That's amazing.
All to the point where I can't reach, which is basically from my elbow on the back side of my arm. In which case, I call upon some tattoo friends of mine to fill in where they can, when they can.
That's awesome.
So,
What is the funniest tattoo you've ever done? Because I want a penis
Funniest?
sticking out of my pants. If that's
so at least he's got something going on.
basically. No, what is the
that'll
funniest?
explain the other one sticking out.
Or the one on the face, you know. What is the funniest tattoo you've ever done, though?
I don't know about funniest. I'd have to think about that one.
So, a wild guess here, but from the looks of your arm hair, I'm guessing you're Italian?
Funny to you versus funny to somebody else, two different things. The same thing as, what you think is the most beautiful one that you've done
Exactly.
is going to be
Everybody's got their own
completely different.
ideas, so.
And I got five great sense of humor, so I think everything's funny.
You're just
He
fucking
does.
sick.
The artists that won't tattoo people that come in that have been drinking, and I'm assuming you're probably one. What's the reason for that? Is it because it affects?
I thought they bleed too much.
In the blood flow, or is it because
Thins the blood, right?
They may not be thinking correctly when they get the
Two things. Technically, yes, alcohol does thin your blood out, and during a large tattoo, you will bleed more. But for something small, the alcohol wouldn't affect that. For if you got a smaller tattoo, it wouldn't really affect it. But mainly, the real reason is all of us here at this table right now, we could all drink, and we're going to all get to a point where you're like, oh, I had 4 beers, I had 5 beers.
You weren't here last week.
I could handle my alcohol, and what you don't realize is after you get to that certain point, you really can't handle your alcohol, and you start to move, and you start to sway, and you start to pay less attention to the fact that someone's sticking a needle in your arm.
Mm-hmm.
It's very difficult for a tattoo artist to work on someone that's not attentive to their own actions. You've got 7 layers of skin. as a tattoo artist, I go through 2 layers of skin, and I have to float the needle on your skin as I'm working. And if you're unattentive and you start moving around because